Ain't nothing like a funky beat.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another wonderful episode of Guapish at the Disco. As always, I'm your host Tanner, and today I am joined by the sneakiest man to ever live, Jackson.
I actually was really into Ninjago back in the day, big fan of Ninjago, so this album really speaks to me.
And also joining us, the biggest partier this side of the Mississippi, Tanichi.
I have been to parties, so this album resonates with me. Because this is the kind of bullshit you hear when you pass out after 8 beers, 3 lines of cocaine, 4 blunts, and 12 tablets of acid.
Wowza. That is entirely too much acid. I'm pretty sure you would go brain dead from 12.
I mean, that's the goal.
Gotcha, okay. Well, guys, this week we are reviewing the 2011 album NSFW by Ninja Sex Party. I guess let's go straight into the overalls. Which of you do I think hated this the most? I'm gonna guess Tanichi. Tanichi, what's your overall thoughts on this album?
This doesn't age well. This shit sucks. Oh my god. I could not believe this album got 2 listens out of me. We did our first listen together and I had to mute most of the time because I'm losing my mind listening to this because it's so fucking bad. Oh, it's 15 songs of trash. I could not believe that. There's an intro and an outro that don't need to be there. There are songs that are fucking crimes on this album. Like, if you play this, like, as a funny, I would stop being friends with you. Like, if you played If I Were Gay in the Discord call, I'd leave the Discord server. I'd unadd you as a friend. Like, I don't think we should be friends anymore. Except my shaft fucking sucks. Yeah, I gave this album like a 2.
You're speed running the entire review right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm shocked. 2 points higher than the Andrew WK album. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I regret that because if I could switch them, I would. But
there's nothing written in stone right now. Like, you have the power.
Yeah. I want to give this a fat goose egg. I want to give this a fat goose egg. But when I think about nostalgia, this is 2011. You know what I mean? Like, this is very 2011. My issue is, even in 2011, as a 10, 11-year-old, I would have been like, turn this shit off. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this shit. I don't know. This was never my humor.
That's fair enough, dude.
Never My Humor goes into my overall thoughts pretty well. Preface here, I don't watch the Game Grumps. I never have. I don't know any of this. Like, I guess they were a thing prior to, like, the Game Grumps, or I guess the fucking Jew in this band becoming a main Game Grumps guy. But yeah, I never watched the Game Grumps. I don't give a fuck about them. I've never listened to this band. I have no nostalgia for them. So I'm going into listening to NSFW, that being Ninja Sex for Women, of course, not safe for work, as a 26-year-old man listening to 2 other grown men talking about having sex for half an hour. And genuinely, this is a really long half an hour. It is truly baffling. It just feels like time's moving in slow motion when I'm listening to this shit. But yeah, like I had alluded to, I don't like comedy in music. I listen to music for very different reasons. So just even if it was like a good album, like, I like the jokes, things like that, I still would never listen to it outside of, like, maybe one time. Like, you know, it's, like, for the experience, but I would never go back to it at all. And this is just jokes that I don't like. I think it's really, really bad jokes, unfortunately. It's a whole album of just bad sex jokes. Like, they're not good. Like, it's just the whole song about getting a boner when you don't want to, or the whole song about fucking things in somebody's house. Like, it's just incredibly lowbrow. It's not my style. I've got no nostalgia for it.
They ran out of Jew jokes.
Like, yeah, the Jew jokes were crazy in like the first 3 songs, and then they just stopped doing it until near the end again. But then also there's just like some random non sequiturs in here too that feel out of place almost. Like fucking dinosaur laser fight or like Manticore. Like, what the fuck are these doing in this album? It feels like I'm listening to Ornithology, where it's got like some random comedy bullshit, except this one is random sex jokes with other like non sequitur, like trying to be funny songs. They're still not funny, but they're not just like about the total theme. I guess you could toss in like I Just Want to Dance there too. Yeah, overall, not a fan of this album at all. I found it incredibly unfunny, and I didn't really like anything on it.
Sounds about like what I was expecting. I am probably the one who, well, not probably, I am the one who has the most like nostalgia for this band and these guys. And even then, yeah, I agree. It's not great. There are songs on here I do definitively like, and the humor, some of it at least, does work for me. But yeah, I can't like say you guys are wrong or anything on what you're saying or whatever. I guess I'll ask, was there anything in this album that you guys did find actually funny? Let's start with Jackson.
The only thing that really comes to mind, I guess, is just like the banter between the bandmates, maybe. Outside of that, I don't really think I latched onto much of anything. Gotcha.
What about you, Tanichi? Was there anything in this album that like was actually like genuinely funny to you?
Not a fucking thing. Yeah, no. Again, I think the politest thing as a Game Grumps fan is to not mention Game Grumps when talking about this. Not a fucking thing. I even thought the little banter between the bandmates was a little fucking because like it's just him being like, my co-star is gay.
My co-star has an STD. I'm a Jew.
Yeah.
He's dumb and fat.
Yeah. So like, I mean, those were bits I ran, 3 years ago. Like, I've grown out of that. Like, I used to do that. Like, I used to call Jackson fat in creative ways. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. This is a whole album of that. Even I couldn't put together an album worth of creations. Even I got about 3-4 you're fat good bits before I was like, this shit sucks. Next. And this is 15 of them. Oh, fuck that. No, not a thing. Fuck this album.
Very funny. I guess I'll go over the parts that I do think is funny. Honestly, for the sex songs, I think Objects of Desire, while I think sonically it's not very good, I do think the bit of him just having sex with all the inanimate objects in this woman's house, I do find that funny. And in No Reason Boner, shut the fuck up, you. I find the 5-second pause that they have after he says, my cock's really hairy, that gets me to laugh, to be honest.
Out of 15 songs, we got 3?
Yeah, that's about the ones where I'm like, yeah, that's really funny. Except I will mention one when we get to like favorites and least favorites. So let's start that off. Tanichi, we'll start low, go high. What's your least favorite song or songs?
God, I hated them all. I don't know, man. I think my favorite was the outro because it ends. And I think my least favorite, unfortunately, is Objects of Desire. It feels weird listening to this guy talk about how he fucked all these things in the house. The whole time I listen to that song, I'm thinking, you introed this song having this conversation with your girlfriend. Why is this not like a funny riff on that one Shaggy song, Cause she caught me on the counter? Like, I thought that would be like funny, but no, you're fucking the counter and you're fucking the refrigerator and you're fucking the cabinets. You lost me. You lost me early. I don't. That's my favorite and least favorite.
Okay, what about you, Jackson?
I am going to go against the grain here and go back to what I was saying with our last review. Then I'm going to just talk about standouts and not specifically just favorites and least favorites. I had mentioned these two songs before, Manticore and I Just Want to Dance. They definitely feel like standouts to me in a good way, I would say. I don't particularly like these songs, but, they're a breath of fresh air to me in the middle of the rest of this absolute dog shit trash, which is pretty nice. Manticore's got some fun little instrumental parts. It's a good break just from all this bad sex jokes. So I appreciate it for that, even though I still don't, I don't think it's a particularly good song. It's just different, which I can appreciate. And I Just Want to Dance just doesn't feel like it fits in this album at all for a very similar reason. I still find it kind of annoying, but again, it's better than the rest. It's like they're both like nice like 3 out of 10s.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna add on to you real quick. I Just Want to Dance. I wish it had a bit more sauce in it. Like I wish, because like the bit, I suppose, of it is like going from the slow piano thing into the I just want to dance, and then it's supposed to be this explosion of dancing music, but like they at this point in their like musical journey, they don't seem to have the production skills to really pull that off very well.
That was actually what I was going to go and talk about, is that one of the only things you can really appreciate at all in this album, at least for me, because I don't like the lyrics, I don't like the vocal performance. I think it's kind of bad, honestly, but it's a comedy album, so I guess you can. It's not as worse of a point because it's not supposed to be like a stunning performance. It's supposed to be some goofy shit. But like the music is really all you can really grab onto, or at least for me, in this album, and it's very generic. It's like you had mentioned. It feels like it's just not very fleshed out. And they just don't have the production to support what they're trying to go for. So, like, really all there is, like, the focus of this is definitely the lyrics. And the music's just very thin. So, like, a song like that, like I Just Want to Dance, is a really good exemplary piece to describe that. Just because, it just doesn't feel like it can fit what it actually wants to do very well. And there's a lot of songs like that. Like, especially like the percussion, man. The percussion in this album is fucking dog shit. It is crazy. It's so generic. Basically, all of these songs are very generic. They sound very recycled, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, the production is really lacking. I will say, in the basic sense of what the sort of beat and rhythm is, they do what they need to do for comedy songs, and, like, I think they're reasonably catchy.
Yeah, I think the rhythm generally is fine. It's just they need a lot more fleshing out around it.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there.
Like they've got good skeleton,
Yeah.
For like standout bad songs, all of them, I think one of the bigger ones that maybe stands out to me is just If We Were Gay. Like that ending part is just so fucking egregious. Like it's just like what the.
Dude, I like that part.
I don't. I just think it's so fucking bad, unfortunately. Yeah, a lot of these are pretty similar for me, I would say. I think No Reason Bone is really bad, except My Shaft is really fucking bad. 3 Minutes of Ecstasy is really fucking bad. I don't really know if I have any like big standout like bad songs. They're all relatively on the same plane for me.
Gotcha, okay. I probably have the widest range of ranks on this album of any of them. By far, my favorite song on this album is Manticore. What's interesting is I don't think it's necessarily like musically the best, but I do find it the funniest front to back. Most of the other songs I'll find like a single line or a single bit funny, but this one I like pretty consistently. Like how it ends with him saying you may want to cry out loud, Manticore, you are wrong, but too bad he already killed your ass in the first verse of this song. I find that part funny. And then also when they say, what the fuck is it? It's like he'll kick your ass with his feet and then kick your feet with his gigantic ass. I think that's a very funny line as well. So, yeah, Manticore is my favorite song on the album. And then my least favorite, I've got a lot of 3 out of 10s here. I guess I'd say my least favorite are probably 3 Minutes of Ecstasy and Accept My Shaft, both for like the same reason where like I think these ones are a bit better produced than a lot of the songs, but like the joke for both of them is not worth the length of the song, and and since they're both at the end of the album, I'm also through with the bit on these, so I just don't like them for that reason. I will say that one thing that makes me laugh at the end of 3 Minutes of Ecstasy, where he keeps saying that he keeps saying drawing of my nuts, but for some reason he's pronouncing it like a toddler and saying drawing. I think that's pretty funny. I don't know if that's intentional though. But yeah, I'm curious, when rating these songs, did the humor matter to you guys at all, or were you really only considering how it sounds?
I mean, I would rate it higher if that part of it worked. Like I think the only other, well, I guess fucking Ornthology had some, I guess, funny things, but like maybe one of the other like relatively maybe comedy focused albums you could say was like the Will Wood one. And I think if the jokes worked and they fit with the song, then I would, it'd be just a benefit. Unfortunately, the jokes fell very flat on deaf ears for most of these songs, so they did the opposite.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
I agree.
Rate it on intent.
I agree.
There?
Oh,
No, go ahead.
I rated it lower because I did not like the comedy. I mean, if I liked the comedy, then like this is, and I think this comes from like my rating system being maybe more flawed than you guys. But like, if I liked the comedy, then the bad instrumentals and mixing, I'd give some leeway to.
Gotcha. That's fair enough. Do we have any more thoughts we desperately want to share before going to the overall ranks?
I guess I'll just say this. I think this is funny. Is that like basically I've listened to this album 3 times, and every single time, maybe this is to their benefit. Maybe this is what they're trying to do. They're rage baiting me, but like genuinely, I find like some new part of a song just to like literally make my mouth just go agape mid listen to it. And it was like, oh my fucking god, they just said that. And that happened every single time I listened to it. I was just like mouth agape of like, what the fuck am I listening to? Like all 3 times. It's truly baffling. This is a transcendent experience for me.
I don't know if it's because of the recent direction of my Instagram feed, but on my second listen, the Jew jokes made me giggle.
Maybe you're slowly losing your mind, and if you just kept listening to it, it would eventually become your favorite album.
No.
Anyways.
Okay, let's do overalls then. Tanichi, what you said 2 out of 10? Are you sticking with that?
No, you guys convinced me. This is a fucking 0.
Okay,
you guys convinced me. That's a zip.
Okay, Jackson, how about you?
Personally, I don't think it's quite a 0. I'm giving it a 1.
Okay. And then I'm sitting at a 4 out of 10.
Same rank as Matori, huh?
Oh yeah.
Anyways, I'll just reference this album a lot with your criticisms going forward. just to know that you painted this target on yourself.
Yeah, anyways, this is the new benchmark for me.
Yeah. This lands as a solid 1.7 out of 10. This is now, of course, our new lowest rated album. It's a full point lower than the Andrew WK album, that at 2.7.
God damn.
That is really funny though. We had the back-to-back, the best album we've ever reviewed, and then immediately followed by the worst album we've ever reviewed.
I'm glad I did say twice. I wanted it to be a change of pace,
Did that not happen twice? Because we had fucking dude, we had Michael Jackson and then we had Starset.
The Starset one was not that poorly rated. That's a pretty middle of the pack album.
It's crazy.
I think a better example maybe would have been when we reviewed Earn. And then I'm pretty sure that was our highest rated album at the time. And then we went straight from Earn into the Andrew WK album. So yeah, no, that's another one. It happened twice with Tanner and I, where I pick a banger metal album they rate really highly, and then Tanner picks some dog shit right after. Like,
maybe that's all intentional,
Maybe it is. You gotta shoot for this 0 out of 10 next time, man. We gotta get a sub 1 on the board.
A sub 1. That'd be pretty epic. I don't know.
Can we rate things less than fucking what?
Yeah, we can rate them 0 like you just did.
Oh, yeah.
A sub 1 would have to be minimum 2 zeros and 1 person giving it a 1. So yeah, it'd have to be a truly atrocious album for us all to be in agreement on that. Speaking of Tanichi, I guess, what is that atrocious album you're picking that's going to rank below a 1?
Oh my god, listen. Dude, I wanted to pick something I liked. Because I feel like I pick a lot of fucking bullshit you guys like. And I just wanted to listen to something I like. So I am picking the fucking 2005 System of a Down album, Memorize. It is fucking incredible. What the fuck do I say about these guys? They're really
say. You can say it when we actually review it.
Yeah, get ready for that.
I guess you can cut this out if it's too out of place. I find it so interesting that Tanichi apparently thinks he's been picking stuff he doesn't like that we will.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
And memorizes an interesting one of the System of a Down albums to start with. Anyway, thanks you guys for joining us, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, and Patreon or watch our podcast, you fuckers. I hate you.